Now we know at the end of the flood, when the animals and Noah and all his family came out of the ark, God promised to never destroy the earth by flood again. He gave us an eternal symbol of his promise to prove he would remember it. He gave us the rainbow. He also gave Noah and his family a command. Let's read it. Then Genesis 9, verses 1 through 7 says, Then God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. The fear of you and the terror of you will be on every animal of the earth and on every bird of the sky, on everything that crawls on the ground and on all the fish of the sea. They are handed over to you. Every moving thing that is alive shall be food for you. I have given everything to you as I gave the green plant. But you shall not eat flesh with its life, that is, its blood. I certainly will require your lifeblood. From every animal I will require it, and from every person, from every man and his brother, I will require the life of a person. Whomever sheds human blood, by man his blood shall be shed. For in the image of God he made mankind. As for you, be fruitful and multiply. Populate the earth abundantly and multiply in it. So what was God's command? Well, it had two parts. Let's read what it says in red. Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. As for you, be fruitful and multiply, populate the earth abundantly and multiply in it. The first part is to be fruitful and multiply. But what does that mean? Simply means to have children and grandchildren and so on, to create more people. Then what is the second part of his command? God says to fill the earth. Does that mean that all the people stay right where they are after they landed from the flood? What does fill the earth mean? It means God wanted them to spread out. God even clarified his command by repeating it. And when God repeats something, it must be important for us to listen and to obey. God wanted Noah's family to have more children and grandchildren and so on, and to spread out and fill the earth with humanity, with image bearers of God. At this point, was sin washed away with the waters of the flood? No. Well, why not? All the people had been killed. Sin was still present because Noah and his family were humans, born with a sin nature, and they passed that sin nature on to any children they had after the flood. Sin was still in the world. It had not been washed away. But that actually fits with God's declaration that Satan would be destroyed. The deceiver would be defeated by the offspring of the woman. If God removed all sin in the flood, there would be no need for this offspring. The truth is, although the flood acted as a bit of a reset button for humanity, it did not erase the damage humanity had brought upon themselves and upon creation by choosing to sin. In our next lesson, we'll see the beginning of God's complete solution to our sin problem. So let's take a peek today and see how the offspring of Noah's sons are doing at obeying God's command, the only command he gave them after the flood.